Hey, I'm Ben Silverio.
I'm Desjardins.
And I'm Ansel Burch.
And it's time to party.
We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly.
Yes, especially after that game that we gave you, because you
Yeah.
know you'll be drinking a lot,
careful.
supposedly, if you play the game right. Friends, party people, I will tell you a joke. You ready? Why did the robot cross the road? Because he was carbon bonded to the chicken. Yeah. Welcome, party people. That wasn't one of my jokes. That was a joke from Lost in Space, the movie from 1998 that we've been talking about all month long. If you don't know about this movie, here is what our friends from Letterboxd says.
Ooh.
The prospects for continuing life on Earth in the year 2058 are grim. So the Robinsons are launched into space to colonize Alpha Prime, the only other inhabitable planet in the galaxy. But when a stowaway sabotages the mission, the Robinsons find themselves hurtling through uncharted space. Yeah. Man, Letterboxd is so much better at this than Rotten Tomatoes. But the person who brought us this wonderful movie from the 90s and through time, I guess, is my good friend, Jordan Desjardins. How are you, sir?
Hello, I am well.
Hell yeah. So, as we've been talking about Lost in Space this month, now it's time to get to know the person who brought us the movie a little bit more.
Hooray.
Jordan is an avid toy collector, an entertainment journalist, and a dad. Aw,
That actually about sums it up. That's
that's
more
it.
or less.
Okay, we'll just
That's
pack
the
it
whole
in.
thing. I am a giant toy nerd. Probably more than most. I constantly get the comparison that my house has more toys than most toy stores. And I mean, I spent way too much of my life as an entertainment journalist so far. I currently, I don't know if the word retired is right because I'm not necessarily retired so much as I am in between projects right now. I know I did quite a lot of stuff over the years, and then after the pandemic hit, I just sort of hit pause on a lot of it. Um, so while I still
Which,
do love to write and to dabble here and there, and I've got some fun ideas for things in the future that I'm hoping to get kicking off the ground sometime soon. Uh, right now, I am sort of just an internet person who talks about nerdy shit online and collects a bunch of toys and physical media and everything. So I think I collect everything.
Okay.
well, Jordan did mention, his stint prior to taking a pause in entertainment journalism, but he actually made the connections to get me my first paid writing gig in
Hooray!
my career. I mean, I wrote one article for that site, and then I started science fiction shortly after, and stayed there for 7 years.
Yep,
But during that time, I got Jordan onto the science fiction team.
yep.
Um,
Where I wrote for 8 years before they laid everybody off. So
yeah, right.
I
That
loved it,
sucked.
honestly. I got to work
Uh,
covering specifically the toy industry, which was
yeah.
my dream job. That's why I became a journalist specifically because I loved reading Toy Fair growing up, which
Ah.
was the toy companion magazine to Wizard, which was the comic book magazine. So I literally went to school for journalism, and like a month after I started classes, Wizard went bankrupt and folded. And it was like
Yeah.
a metaphor for the choices I'm making. So
Oh God.
I got the gig at science fiction and did that for a long time. I dabbled a few other places. I launched my own project that lasted longer than it probably should have, but ultimately just the money's not there. So, I mean, AI is sort of killing the journalism industry. So, what are you going to do?
Honestly, that's where I was going with this question because you mentioned how you entered the job force and the place you wanted to work went bankrupt. So in a
Literally,
way, things haven't really changed a whole lot, but it's just gotten way worse.
Yeah.
after running a ton of or after running some sites, even, including Geek Anything, which I
Yep.
contributed to.
I love
You're
it.
also
Passion
Oh
project.
god, it was so fun. Um, you know, being not as involved as you used to be,
Mhm.
how do you feel currently about the state of the industry and, all your friends in it and things like
I
that?
mean, I honestly, I don't want to say I'm glad to be out on the outside because I profusely miss that job. But I also know that that job was always a job that was way more about the cool perks that came with it than anything involving the payday.
Mm.
I've never once survived as a journalist solely. Like I've always had a day job and I did journalism on the side because I love doing it. Um, so like I know I had an active weekly column where I covered toy news every week for 8 years straight, every single week, like clockwork. And I would do convention coverage and other fun things like that, and even get to break news on a few other things. But even the toy industry itself is struggling these days. Like I can tell you, in the last 5 years, most of the major companies I personally loved working alongside to promote their products and talk about their new stuff that was coming out don't exist anymore. In the last year alone, we lost Diamond Select, which is probably my favorite toy company. It went completely under when Diamond Comics Distributors got bought by I forget the name of the company. They're NECA Toys parent company. So it's the
Mm.
same people who own NECA Toys and who own Kid Robot bought
Okay.
Diamond Select and immediately shut down Diamond Select Toys like next day.
I was
It
going to
was
ask if it
insane
was
how
related. Yeah. Oof.
yeah, no, it's weird because like they shut it down, like they bought it, and then by the end of that week, anybody I knew who worked there announced that they had been laid off. And I think they kept a skeleton crew to help get some stuff out of the warehouses, but other than that, just gone. And
Wow.
it's that's just the state of things these days, and it's unfortunate. Because there was a lot of cool stuff that they were making over the years, and I know Diamond Select. A lot of people don't realize bought Gentle Giant a while back, as far as Gentle Giant
Oh, I didn't.
Studios.
Damn, I
So
didn't know
like
that either.
all of the big Star Wars statues and mini busts and all that stuff just came to a complete stop out of nowhere because of that shutdown. But they also produced most of the Marvel stuff that you'd see on stores, like the Marvel PVC statues and the gallery dioramas and everything.
Oh,
So there was a lot of really cool stuff that just for a while it was like all over GameStop and even Target was getting into it, and it's just gone.
Hmm.
It's just disappointing to see that. I know they also made my personal favorite toy line, which is Mini Mates, which is the single longest consistently producing toy line, I think, in history as far as like action figures go. Like other than maybe Lego, like it's
mm.
probably the single longest running toy line that's consistently produced product from 2002 until this year, or this last year when they shut down.
Wow.
So for
Do you remember what the
23 years,
last mini mates were?
it was probably one of the Spider-Man box sets. I know some stuff squeaked out at the very end. I know I was thrilled they actually made Lady Octopus from Spider-Man from the 90s. But there was stuff that like didn't make it out that that had been announced that we just didn't get to. We were getting close to. We were in like the 80s. We were in like wave 80 something of Marvel Mini Mates.
Yeah.
And we were like really hoping the line lasted to get to at least wave 100 just to have done it because no toy line's done that. And it's just insane to me. Like I have thousands of those friggin' things, and I love them because they're small and they take up such little space, but they're also incredibly customizable. And the licenses in the Minimates brand run so like such a vast space. Like you can have all the Marvel characters. I've got like 2 gallon bags of just MCU characters.
Wow.
Um, yeah, that's exactly it. And they stopped making MCU stuff around the time they started doing the Disney Plus shows. I think the last MCU ones they did were Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and
Okay.
that's
Mm.
around the time they stopped doing the movie stuff for those, just because there wasn't much of a market for them. But
Hmm.
they produced stuff for Marvel. They did DC when they first started. They did Star Trek. They did Terminator, Alien, Predator, Invincible. Like every major comic character has been made probably at this point, except for a few of the indie hits. Um, they did all of the View Askew characters. They did like
Oh yeah.
probably a dozen different Jay and Silent Bob related sets. They did Universal Monsters. They did Sonic the Hedgehog, SpongeBob. Um, trying to think of like what other really random ones. X-Files, Watchmen, Dark
AEW,
Tower.
which will pop Ben a little bit.
Well, actually, that was some of the last ones that they were making was the AEW
Yep.
stuff. That was one of their, that was one of their more popular licenses they were using more recently.
I got one of the exclusives for Jordan because he wanted to have the whole set.
I didn't make it to NYCC that year. It's funny because you mentioned I'm a dad. I went to NYCC every year consistently for the better part of a decade, and then my daughter was born during NYCC in 2019.
Oh my god!
Specifically, it blew my mind. She was born during New York Comic Con on Triple Force Friday, because it was the launch of all the new Star Wars products. So like, I am in the hospital. My ex-wife is in labor, producing a human body at this point, and I'm in the corner trying to get all my exclusive Funkos ordered before they sell out.
That's hilarious.
I'm in the corner. She's like, they're like telling her to push, and I'm just like, hey, I got the Daria you wanted, and
It is so on brand to have a major life event of yours like that be tied to toys.
It's funny because it's like that's happening, and I'm like, obviously way more excited about the baby, but not missing my exclusives. But then also realizing that I looked at her when this was happening, and I'm like, you got induced during New York Comic Con. You do realize this is going to be her birthday is going to be on New York Comic Con every year unless they move it, which means I am never going to get to go again.
Oh man! Until
you take her with
going
you.
To cons.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, I can't believe you did this to me.
Well, she's an ex-wife for a reason.
No, that's for.
No, I'm kidding.
I think my favorite was the reaction though was that she's like, so sorry to inconvenience you with a baby.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she is an ex-wife, but I do have an awesome kid who is 6 going on 7 this year, which is insane. She's
nuts.
Already turning into a giant nerd, which I love. She all day today she watched classic DuckTales all day.
Oh my god, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yesterday she watched 4 seasons of Pee-wee's Playhouse. On her own accord, she asked if she could watch it, and I put it on for her because I have all that. Because she saw me watch it like a few weeks ago. She's like, "Can we watch that again?" I'm like, "Yeah, definitely." She's also been schooled on. And I say schooled. I put them on because it's something that I know I can watch while she's in the room. Because my thing is like I'm a giant horror and sci-fi nerd, so all the stuff I want to watch, I cannot watch when my child's around. So I have to pick and choose what I watch when she's here. So I've just been watching the stuff that I liked to watch when I was a kid, because I can at least have that on. It's at least age appropriate on the TV for her if she decides to start paying attention. So she's 6 years old and currently schooled on classic Ninja Turtles.
Great.
She loves the real Ghostbusters, which is like one of my favorite things. Like she'll sing the Ghostbusters song while she's playing with her dolls and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, This is great. She has a Slimer dress. I'm super excited to like do like Halloween with her one year. If I'm fingers crossed, I've got most of a Ghostbuster suit together. So, and the proton pack already. So like I'm super thrilled. She has a Slimer dress now, and she loves it. She likes Slimer, so pretty hyped for that.
That's incredible.
So that is what I've been doing as a dad.
Well, other than Ghostbusters,
yeah.
Like, what are some other films and toys that you're excited to pass on once they are age appropriate?
So she likes Ghostbusters. She likes real Ghostbusters. She hasn't watched the actual movies, but like I know she really likes Teen Titans Go and the Teen Titans characters because of that. So that's been really cool because, as Ben knows, and most people will tell you, Robin has been my favorite character from anything ever since I was probably her age. Like I always credit Batman the Animated Series as being my gateway drug to nerddom. I remember when that show came out, my parents let me stay up because it was originally aired as primetime at like 8 o'clock at night on TV for adults. Well, the pilot did anyway. Like I don't think it stayed that way, but it was like a big deal when they premiered that show. It's like, oh, it's the new Batman show, and Batman was huge because of the Tim Burton movies. And because I'm like 38, So it's one of those things where I was timed out just right. So I was a kid. My parents wanted to stay up late to watch Batman, and Batman the animated series came on, and just something in my brain just like popped, and that became my life from there. And I was already like kind of into Ninja Turtles, but like I got way more into Batman and specifically Robin because he was the guy cool enough to get to hang out with Batman. And
Yep.
Robin became my go-to character that I collect more than anything else, probably. So I've probably got more Robin stuff than anybody else.
Now, does that extend to all of the Robin secondaries?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'd say so. My personal favorite has always been Tim Drake, but like everyone knows Dick Grayson from the animated shows and the other stuff. So like I like all of them. Tim is my favorite by far, even though DC doesn't know how to use him anymore, and
Yeah, right.
it's been a while. But I mean, I do like all of the side characters. So like I've got all my Robins and then all my Nightwings and Red Hood and everyone else. But then that extends to all the other side characters like the Batgirls and Spoiler and uh, the Signal and everyone else
Oh,
who's
good.
sort of
Okay.
in the extended Bat family. But more specifically to the Teen Titans characters because I love Robin so much, those were his stories essentially. Teen Titans became one of my favorite books. So I've actually got I spent so long doing this, but I've got a complete run of every issue of Teen Titans from the first appearance up through I want to say DC Rebirth. I'm not like current, but I'm like within the last 5 or 6 years.
That is no small feat.
That
Yeah.
took a long time to do. And it was I think I meant to just do like a run of a couple issues, and then I tripped over a Teen Titans #1 for I got it on eBay for like $9. Nobody bid on it.
Wow.
Lucky.
Teen Titans wasn't popular at the time when I
Right.
was doing it. It's blown up since then. But like when I bought it, it was like beat to shit, and the cover is like barely attached. But I
Oh,
got it for
okay.
$9 or $9.99 or something. It is in terrible condition, but the fact that I was able to snag a Teen Titans #1 gave me this sense of purpose. Like, okay, well now you got to get all of them.
Makes sense to
And
me.
I even managed to
Okay.
track down a page. It's like a printing page from the production of the original first appearance of the Teen Titans. So that
Wow.
was pretty cool. Like I have an art page from it,
Okay.
from the production.
Hell yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Is that like as a print or just separate, like from the original run?
From the actual printing run.
Wow.
Like it's like a page that they use to do like the test inks, I think.
Oh.
It's really cool. I framed it like ages ago, so I haven't like taken it out to actually like look at it in a while. But it's almost like an art cell because they were using it to like do the colors.
Got it.
But it was a really cool piece that I picked up at an auction that was like somebody passed away and they were just clearing out all of his comic collection history stuff. So it was really cool piece. I got that, and I've got a reference sheet for Robin from Batman the Animated Series for what his head looks like for the artists to use to make
Hell yeah.
sure you see it from every
Oh,
angle.
yeah.
That I picked up at a convention a while back because I again with Robin stuff like I very my eyes just have the dollar signs. I don't even care what I'm spending on this shit half the time, which is detrimental to my health for many reasons. But like Ben will tell you, I've got so many toys in my house, but I've got like a giant glass display case full of just Robin and Nightwing, an entire top shelf that's all the Teen Titans characters. Um,
It's very cool.
it's a lot, and that's just the Robin stuff. That's not even getting into like every other thing I collect.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. I was actually just talking about on this online. I was talking about the things that I miss from life recently online, and one of the things that came up was the Warner Brothers store. And somebody mentioned like, oh man, I remember that store was so cool. Mine had like some gremlin, like fake gremlins in the rafters, and I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
that's what inspired me. Like, I have a life size gremlin in my living room
Oh,
because they
wow.
had those, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. It made me think like, we can get gremlins. We just get those. Is that a thing? And at the time, it wasn't because it was the '90s and didn't really sell that stuff.
Yeah.
And then a few years back, actually, when I was in town for, I want to say either NYCC or New York Toy Fair, I went to Toy Tokyo in New York,
Oh yeah.
and they actually have one of the Warner Brothers store Gremlins in their store.
Oh, fun.
I don't know if it's for sale. I honestly didn't even think to ask because I could never afford it. It would have been thousands of
Oh,
dollars.
sure.
It was from the New York store that got wrecked in 9/11.
Oh, damn.
Like that, the store didn't get. Well, the store was under the World Trade Center, so it was like I've seen photos of the place after in the aftermath where like the store still stood, but it was like
Sure.
wrecked.
Yeah.
So like they cleared stuff out of that place.
I did not think that we'd talk about 9/11 during this interview, but here we are.
Yeah. But anyway, so that gave me the thought of like, well, if the store has this for sale now, I bet I could get a Gremlin. So now I've got Stripe, and then I've got Mogwai Gizmo and Mogwai Stripe also, all in my living room. I love it. It's like I have so much
So good.
all over my house.
At what point are you going to have to get doubles of something if your daughter gets into it?
I've
She's
already
not
started
playing with your stuff.
It's funny because I just did a big marketplace pickup. Some guy messaged me the other day. This is like my life because people know I'm the person who will always accept free stuff, and I'm always the person who like will if someone's getting rid of stuff, I'll be like, "What are you getting? What are you doing with that? What's that?" So some guy hit me up the other day about like, "Hey, on Marketplace a few months back, you bought some Star Wars stuff for me. Would you be interested in like a bunch of Funko Pops and some Galaxy's Edge stuff? I'm just wanted out of my garage. You can just come get it." And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I will come get it. So I went and picked it up, and I actually ended up with the remote control Dio.
Oh.
This thing is like $120 to buy, and I never thought I was going to buy it because it's nobody cared about Dio. There's like 3 people in the world who really cared about this character. He's cute, he's fun, I like him. For free, I'm happy to drive him around my living room. And my 6-year-old was obsessed with it this weekend and wouldn't stop trying to drive it around. And I'm just like looking at it, and my girlfriend's like, "How much is that thing worth? Are you sure you want to drive that around?" He immediately lost 2 of the antenna.
Oh no!
I did find them, so thankfully they're around. But like, it does give me that moment of like, do I need to get doubles of a lot of stuff? Because I know I'm very much in the mindset of if it's something that she might break, it just goes right into the attic. Because that's my like cave space of all my nerd crap. It's got a deadbolt 6 feet up the door, so I'm the only one who reaches it.
Do you want to tell the listeners what I brought back for you from California?
When you came back from California, you brought me a full-size Groot costume that somebody had at a storage locker that they were like, "Here, you can take this." It's a full body, it's a full size Groot, and you also smuggle back all the characters from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, all the cardboard cutouts from the movie theater standee.
Wow.
He brought back from California a treasure trove of goodies for me that people were like, "I bought a storage unit and it's got all this Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I know you want it." Because that's my other big passion is I'm a huge Guardians nerd, and I am not hesitant to say, but specifically, I like the movies. I'm a big James Gunn fan. Even before the Guardians movies, I'm a big fan of the man's work, and I love what he's doing with the DC stuff. But like Guardians really hit the sweet spot for me as a franchise. I have yet to make it through any of those movies without crying, and I don't cry at most movies, like in general. Like I still can't do it. Like I always in a lot of ways, like it's funny. My friends joke because I am very egotistical constantly, and I am very outgoing, and probably as you can tell, just I keep talking about shit all the time, and I'm very into all my pop culture shit. So for a long time, people were saying like, "Oh, you're like the Tony Stark of our group," and then Guardians came out, and everyone was like, "Okay, so that's you in every sense." I literally have that exact. I'm pretty sure haircut and facial hair combo most of the time. I mean, it doesn't matter now, but like at the time it mattered. I ended up like proposing as Star-Lord and Gamora when I got married. So it was like, but like not that any of that is still relevant, but like Guardians is just a big part of my life. I'm a huge fan, so I've got so much Guardians.
Hell yeah!
I've got the Star Wars Guardians homage posters going. I've got Star-Lord's helmets on the wall and everything else. I've got like a whole giant display case of Guardian stuff too, but then I've got everything for Groot. He forgot to send me the head with you for the Groot costume, so I've got everything but the head.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
god.
yeah, but he's supposed to be shipping me the head, so I can't wait to what's in the box that thing. So I'm gonna get
Wait,
a
but
head.
also, in addition to proposing as Star-Lord, your groomsmen were the Guardians.
Yeah, no, everybody had a different color as their designation. So like I had the burgundy color, like the Ravager red tux, and then everybody got an assignment, whether like everyone's vest and bow tie or something was a different color, signifying a guardian
That's
character.
so
Because my
good.
was space, it was like galaxy themed. Um, so it was really cool, but marriage didn't
I
work
was
out.
Rocket.
You were Rocket, and then everyone got a flask with a Ravager logo and a space quote. So you have to infinity and beyond, I believe.
That's right.
I try to tie it all in for my besties, but
That's very good.
I'm very out there. I'm very big for the theatrics of everything.
Mhm.
So it's Star Lord resonates with me on a much deeper level because it's literally just who I've always sort of been as a person. Where it's just like I obsess over my pop culture shit and my
Yeah.
music, and I also relate to him for more personal reason. I actually lost my mom to cancer when I was very young. So to me, that character just hit so differently. And like I know everyone loves to hate on Chris Pratt now, but like I can't with that. At
Yeah.
least like those movies and that character just are always going to be huge for me. Um, and I to this day haven't made it through one of those three without tearing up about it.
Mhm.
But
So, seeing as you're so theatrical and outgoing and flamboyant,
oh
if you do unpause your journalism career,
yeah,
do you think that you'll adapt to this new culture of like clips and vlogging and all this stuff? Because primarily you were involved in print, right? So, like,
I've always done print, and I don't know if I'd want to do on camera because I've tried to dabble in some on camera stuff. I did a little bit with TikTok when it was a thing, which now that the elephant's own it, I won't touch it. I like uninstalled and removed myself, but like I don't really like see my I don't like putting in the effort to be an on camera personality so much of the time. Like I've done on camera interviews for various websites. I've done guest spots on other podcasts where it was like a more of a video thing. Like I do a lot of I've done probably close to a dozen guest hosts on Peg Warmers, which is a fun one where they talk about the state of the toy industry and other cool things. Like I think we did an episode about likeness rights. We did an episode like so it was like the toys like did you even make this toy because like this looks nothing like anybody. Or we did one about like toys with uniform design, kind of like Funko Pops, where they can make anything in the same style and it all sort of fits together. Which is like I have got probably over 2,000 pops at this point in my house because I've been collecting those since before they were like trendy.
yeah, as Ansel saw in my Chicago apartment, I was the friend with
Oh
all the
my god.
pops, but my collection paled in
Oh yeah, I've
comparison.
got probably 2,200 of them at this point. Like I track my collection on like the app and everything, and it's definitely pretty up there. But I've also been buying them since the very first wave hit, because the
Because of
first wave
Robin.
retail Batman themed. So
Yep.
I walked into Hot Topic and saw Robin on the shelf. I'm like, ooh, Robin, great, this is new. I'll grab this. And I was like, let me grab Batman to go with him. And then it was just a slippery slope. It was like, oh, Finn and Jake are here. Let me grab those. And then it just from there has been a slippery slope. And now I have so many of those things, and I can't stop buying them because they keep making characters that I want. So it's like,
Right there with you. Every time they release a new Captain America, I'm all over it.
yeah, no, that's exactly it. Every time that I want to, I have so many. I can't even tell you. It's just an absurd amount at this point.
Yeah.
It's definitely around 2,200 or 2,300. I just got a bunch of them for free from that guy the other day, so that was cool.
All right. Do you mostly store them up in your attic space, or do you have like a display area for those?
They are everywhere. Like I can tell you right now, like even behind me, there's like probably a wall of stuff that's just more recent additions to the house. So I've got like a shelf in my living room that's stuff that was bought recently or that just looks cool, so I kept it on display a while longer. So like I think right now that one still has Tank Girl from last year's convention season, and I've got Kermit the Frog doing the Rainbow Connection.
Banjo
And I
Kermit.
still have GI Robot because he's relevant. So, and my other right now, my set that's the big set on display right now for me is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends because that is my kid's current favorite show.
Hey.
They finally made Cheese, who's my favorite Foster's character. So I had to, I literally they made Cheese and I went and bought the entire rest of the line that same day. Like, I had to get everybody because I was like, if I'm not gonna just get Cheese, but I wasn't gonna buy anyone else unless I could get Cheese.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
It's too bad we can't just walk into Hot Topic at Neshaminy Mall anymore and pick up pops.
I mean, yeah, because Hot Topic, for one, barely carries pops anymore. I talked to someone in a Hot Topic store, I want to say last Christmas season, when I noticed their pop wall had sort of gotten smaller. And they were straight up telling me that unless it's exclusive, they're barely going to have them anymore. Like, they just don't really deal with Funko at this point because they're not selling like they used to. And that's fine. I mean, Funko in general, it was bound to slow down a bit. I don't think that we're ever going to hit the point that a lot of people call them the Beanie Babies of modern era, but I don't think we're ever going to quite hit the worthlessness of Beanie Babies with them because at the end of the day, they're all based on pop culture. So there's always going to be someone who finds value in Batman, or there's always going to be someone who wants the Wizard of Oz characters, or there's always going to be someone who really loves that obscure movie that tanked at the box office and nobody made anything for, but there's Funko Pops.
That's true.
So like, it's funny because like some of the stuff that ends up being the most valuable is the shit that nobody wanted. And it's always been like that with the toy market. Like if there's a movie that comes out and it tanks the box office, but it's kind of good, always buy the toys because 10 years, 15 years down the line, it's going to be worth a small fortune.
Hell yeah. So, one thing that Ansel and Jordan have in common is that they both have small armies of cats.
Oh yeah.
Jordan, first, when did your love of animals start, and how do you reconcile having a large toy collection throughout your house while having animals who are known to knock things off of shelves?
Well, first thing is the cats don't go into the attic because of that locked door. So anything that's fragile goes up there by default. If it's fragile, it doesn't stay down here. That's why down here it's a lot of Funko Pops and closed glass display cases, or shelves that are like not really jump toable. Cats, I've literally just always had. I got my first cat that was mine when I was 3, but even then my sister had a cat already at that point. So like I just never not had one in the house, I guess. I've got 4 currently. Never mind the crazy amount of them that live in like the neighborhood outside that I like to take care of when I can. But I've got my 4 idiots sons running around here knocking stuff over throughout us recording, honestly.
I saw one of them going up the stairs and I was like, look at that little criminal.
Yeah, no, I've got Yusuf Stevens. I've got Special Agent Bert Tyrannosaurus Macklin. I've got FBI. I've got Dr. Peter Bateman, and I've got awful Shaky McFly, who has a cerebral disorder. He was born, his brain is too small, and he wobbles. He was named Shaky when we adopted him already. Like, they named him Shaky at the adoption place. And I was going to name him McFly because I'm a terrible person. But...
oh my god. Wow. Jeez.
But we just kept it. Shaky just stuck so well that like it's impossible to call him anything else. He just barely he can barely stand up without wobbling. So it's great. He's such a little sweetheart. And he has no lesser quality of life. He just shakes all the time.
I'm glad that that cats with that condition have gotten more awareness through the internet lately, because you're seeing a lot more cerebrospinal plasia, I think is what the
Yes.
condition's called. So close, me of the past. That's cerebellar hypoplasia. And there's like 4 or 5 of them that my wife like follows regularly, like to the point where I
I
know
follow
the
some.
name for the condition. Do you though? Do you?
Yeah. It's funny. We laugh because there's like 3 cats that we follow named Shaky that
Yeah.
are also Shaky
Oh.
the cat. It's like such a common name for cats with this condition, but like you know what? He's so sweet. He's probably one of the sweetest animals I've ever had in my life, and I'm glad that we got him because originally it was me and my girlfriend when we were first getting together weren't living together or anything yet, but it was like less than a year post divorce maybe for me, and we went to a cat cafe just to spend some time and like get a coffee and just hang out just to spend some time for the day. It was raining out, so we thought it would be something nice to do, and we fell in love with the little guy there, and we were told he was already spoken for when we were there, and the people that were supposed to come get him ghosted him. So
Oh
we got,
no.
and I gave them my number and said, in case anything changes, you call me at the second that he is available, and I will come get him. And that is exactly what happened. So he got ghosted by the people who signed up to take him, and I got to go and rescue him immediately. And it's funny because he had actually been adopted once before that, and he was brought back because he didn't get along with the other cats that the people had.
Oh,
So I was worried about that here. The problem is that he is so sweet to us, and like with my kid's obsessed with him. But he is just such a little asshole to his brothers. He likes to sneak up on them and like smack them and stuff. Like he's always like he's got something to prove. So he's always starting shit with his brothers, and like most of them tolerate it and look at him like they know he's harmless, and he's also like I can tell he was the run of his litter. He's very small, and we've had him for almost 3 years now at this point. So I know that he is not getting any bigger than he is. So he's just this runt. He's like Joe Pesci living in my house. This little ball of wants to start something.
God, now every time I see him, I'm gonna think of Joe Pesci's voice.
there you go.
I never compared him to that before, but that's like all I can think about now.
That's so
I'm looking
funny.
right at him as we're saying this, and he is just sitting there shaking and staring at me.
All right, a little bit of a deeper question.
Yes, sir.
Because, you and I, and Ansel too, we all deal in nostalgia a great deal in our everyday lives.
Yup.
Nostalgia is almost like a currency in today's society. It's bought, it's sold, it's
I
everywhere.
literally live on nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you feel about modern society's perception and reaction to nostalgia these days?
So it's a double-edged sword. I think that there's a severe lack of new creativity and new content because everyone's just recycling what's come before, which is disappointing. But then it also gives us awesome new renditions of things that we already love. Like, I couldn't tell you how thrilled I am that we're getting a proper live action Masters of the Universe movie this year. I've been waiting for that since I was like, I couldn't even tell you. Since before I could think about how old I was, I've been waiting for that movie. I had all the He-Man toys when I was a kid. They were all hand-me-downs. Half of them were broken. All of them had missing pieces and accessories. And it was still like the coolest toys I had when I was a kid. And I have been waiting for this movie for so long. And to hear the early reviews saying how good it actually ended up being, I am thrilled to go see this in theaters on opening day and to buy at least 3 different ridiculous popcorn buckets when I go see it. I gotta get the cup that's a sword. I gotta get Castle Grayskull that has a removable cup, castle tower, and the top of the skull opens to hold your candy in addition to the popcorn. And then I've got to get the one that looks like Battle Cat. Yeah, the Castle Grayskull might be one of the most impressive popcorn containers I've seen because it's both looks cool and is very functional.
It sounds like it might actually be functional. So many of them are not.
Oh yeah, I say that as someone who buys them constantly for no real reason. Like I don't have a good reason to buy them. Like every time I go, I think about it. Like this week, I almost bought one that was for the anniversary of Space Jam. They have one that looks like a little desktop basketball game, and I thought about getting it, but it wasn't $35 good. Um, so it's like
They almost got me with the Mandalorian helmet bucket.
the Mandalorian one that almost got me was they had the cat size AT-AT Walker, but I the price point is what almost got me because they priced the
$98.
AT-AT at, no, really? Because
At
it
my
was
theater.
supposed to be priced everywhere at the same theater. It was supposed to be priced $80.80. So the AT-AT cost $80.80.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Based entirely on that pun, they almost got me because
That's
I
so
can't
funny.
not appreciate a dad joke and a pun.
See,
But that was
on
the
one hand,
price
I
point.
love the joke, but like
Yeah,
making us pay that much for a popcorn bucket
I mean to be fair, it
is
is the
like
size.
weaponizing nostalgia.
But
Well,
again, it is the size of a cat, so
and
it's like a fairly decent sized display piece.
and
If you're
it had
not
a
eating
little
popcorn out,
Dinjarin on the side of it, and yeah, it's like the
like
details were
that was one of
phenomenal.
the few that like it made sense. Like I bought 3 different ones for Jurassic World last year because if a movie comes out for a franchise I like, I'm gonna end up buying every cool thing that I actually like for it. Like last year, I bought one that was an actual functional popcorn bucket just because it's like, oh, a popcorn bucket. That's actually a popcorn bucket. It's just red. It's got the Jurassic Park logo. It's cool looking.
Oh, it had the
Then I
splashes
got
on the side.
I think so. It's like just a red translucent bucket with like black print on it.
Mm-hmm. I
That
remember
was
that.
very cool, but right now I just use it to hold all the random little snacks in my kitchen. And then I've got one that's like a T-Rex footprint that I just literally mounted to the wall in my dining room above my bar.
That one's so
And then,
nuts.
and then they had one that is it looks like a cryo cloning tube with a light up like a clone tank with a dinosaur floating in it. Your popcorn goes in there, and then the back part of it is a detachable cup that like clicks into place.
Oh,
And like that shit was way over the top, but I couldn't not buy it because I'm a sucker for weird, stupid shit like that. Like I am absolutely a sucker for anything nostalgia and uh, just merchandise based on the brands that I like. Like I'm always gonna buy the ridiculous popcorn buckets because that's part of the experience. That's like half the fun. I'm still
Yeah.
mad I missed the Anaconda bucket over the season. I don't like that they rebooted Anaconda as a comedy franchise because I genuinely love the original. But they had a popcorn bucket that's literally the head of an anaconda, and you have to reach into its mouth to get the popcorn out, and that to me is phenomenal. And I couldn't tell you how many people I've seen storing their tampons and pads in the Jaws bucket from last year.
mm,
The shark head.
yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah, people are just keeping them in their bathrooms for Shark Week.
God, it's like on one hand, yeah, consumerism can be shitty and evil and greedy, but then we get all this cool shit.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying though. It's like it's a double-edged sword because, like, yes,
Yeah.
it sucks that they're not making a lot of new original stuff, and when new original stuff comes out and hits, for example, like Sinners, it comes out and it's huge. There is no merchandise for that movie
Nope.
No.
whatsoever. They didn't know what to do with it, and they had no idea how big it was going to be.
Yeah.
And that to me is like mind-boggling that they didn't think we should merchandise this better.
Yeah.
And there's a
K-pop
lot of
Demon
movies.
Hunters. They didn't have
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff ready to go. They had to develop it and then
Yeah.
they
They
didn't
had
think that
no
was gonna make
idea.
money. They
yeah.
had no idea what they had. Sony is like kicking themselves right now so hard that they sold that. Like they sold 90% ownership or something like that to Netflix
Mm-hmm.
because Sony had the whole movie done and made, and they're like, you can just buy this from us if you want it. We don't think it's
Yep.
anything. Won an Oscar.
And now the Netflix house in King of Prussia is just basically K-pop Demon Hunters and Stranger Things merch.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's crazy. My kid hasn't even watched that movie. She knows all the songs.
Oh,
No
yeah.
way.
I tried putting the movie on, and she was like not into it. She thought it was like too scary.
Really?
Just wasn't into it. I guess like she watched like 20 minutes and was just not interested. But she loves all the songs, and she knows who all the characters are. She watches clips on YouTube, but she won't watch the actual movie.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, but she'll like go nuts if Golden comes on and we're in a store. Oh my god, like it's like her favorite thing in the world.
I love that.
It's great. I'm so into it. But
Hell yeah.
to further establish on your question, though, I know me personally, I actually thrive on nostalgia because I have my eBay store where I know I've been on eBay for a long time just selling stuff from around my house just to make room. But then in the last couple of years, I've really picked up going thrifting and finding stuff to sell, and
Mm.
especially anything nostalgia based has been selling like so much more in the last year than every year combined. Like I know my store that thrives on just people buying stuff that nobody people donated to thrift stores. But like the stuff that sells ends up being like now physical media is making its comeback, which is great because I've always been a big DVD proponent when it comes to that stuff. So like DVDs of TV shows and Blu-rays of movies that are out of print, or like toys, plushes, like anything nostalgia based. I couldn't tell you how many times I've sold those Pizza Hut Land Before Time puppets. Like those things go. Like every time I get one, they're gone within a week because people live for nostalgia and they love that feeling of bringing that piece of their childhood back home.
Hell yeah. And there are people, and I think I'd group us in there with these people that just, are more willing and open to give these things a chance. Because like I feel like you and I differ from our colleagues when it comes to reviewing movies specifically. Because
Like,
like our listeners got a taste of it in episode 1, but you and I had similar feelings when we saw The Mandalorian and Grogu,
mhm.
which a lot of people do not like. Do you remember when your love of more maligned cinema began?
Always. I've just always like I love cheesy, campy movies. Like to me it's less about is this actually good and more
Yeah.
about was I entertained. And if I was entertained and I could take away that I found things I loved about it, like I'm the person that I got so much shit because I wrote a 4,000 word essay on how much I liked the Green Lantern movie when that came out. And it was
I think
like
I remember that. Yeah.
everyone was like, "You said it was good. What the hell?" I'm like, "No, no, no. I did not say it was good. I said I enjoyed it. There is a difference." Like I enjoyed a lot of things about that movie because that movie was made for nerds like me who actually read Green Lantern comics. Or like to me, it was like it was terrible as a film, but I loved so many aspects of it that I couldn't just sit there and shit on it. Like I will always find like that's the big thing with me is I will always find something to love about even the worst movies. Because to me, it's like just the idea that this movie was put out there as an idea and it got made. Like, do you have any, I mean, you know, you spent a lot of time in the industry
Yeah.
over the years. There's so many projects that like start and stop and start and stop and stall and just never get produced. And just the idea that something came out of someone's idea, like some idea popped into someone's head one day, and they wrote it down and they pitched it, and it actually got through the whole process to make it onto the screen and get made, then be presented to the populace as here's our art. We made this for you to take it in. Even if it's terrible, that's more than most people could ever say they've done, and that to me is a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. And just the fact that we get the privilege of partaking in seeing these things brought to life is magic. Like
Mhm.
that's the closest we're ever gonna get to real magic is seeing something like that happen. So Lost in Space, it's a bad movie, but it is like a beautifully done bad movie.
It's
And it's
true.
got so many great things to enjoy and appreciate, even if you can your biggest takeaway is this is garbage. It's still really nice looking garbage. And it's like just the stylization, the world building, the aesthetic, the score, like just everything about there's so much to breathe in and take away from that movie that even if it's just a garbage popcorn flick, it's still a really like cool thing to look at and see this garbage popcorn flick. And I say that as someone who saw all of the Transformers movies in theaters at their own accord, even the last night. I still haven't watched since theaters. It's like there's so many things that I could watch any bad movie any day and still find something to like because
Yeah.
it's so cool that this stuff is be out there being made, even if it's terrible. And I say that as someone who has just I've watched so many bad things. I couldn't tell you. I'm trying to think of like the worst thing I could think of to watch, and it's like everything I'm thinking is just Jared Leto.
Yeah, because there's actual bad, and then there's like, oh, well, this was, I mean, uh, Velocipaster. We live in a world that contains
Oh,
Velocipaster.
he loves
Exactly.
Velocipaster. Yeah.
I was like an early proponent of Velocipaster, sir. I am very much like that is exactly my wheelhouse. I own that. I own bad CGI gator. I own Raccoon. I'm trying to think of the other worst movies I own. If you've never seen Roller Gator, that one's phenomenal. It's about a puppet in the 90s. It's got Joe Estevez as the biggest name in the movie.
Okay.
I think I remember watching that one horror movie about the pants with you.
Oh yeah, Slacks, the movie about Killer
Slacks.
Jeans.
That's what it was.
Yeah, no, I love like, the fact that somebody sat down and said, "I got an idea, movie, Killer Pants."
Yep.
Sold. Pants that eat people.
No,
Done.
guys.
That's it. That's it. And it's funny because like I I watched all this stuff back before I partook in anything. Like back when I used to be straight edge when I was a teenager, and I watched all this shit back then because I like lived for it. But like I actively owned Theodore Rex on DVD. Like,
Oh my god. All right, we could spend all night talking about pop culture and stuff like that, but I guess one last question real quick. Jordan, if you had the ability to travel through time, what would you do with that technology?
nothing I legally want to put on the internet.
Oh my god. Well, that's good to know. We'll just gloss right past that and say,
Yep.
party people, there you have it. That was our conversation pit with Jordan Desjardins. Hopefully you got some cool stuff out of that because my friend is very interesting. You can find us on the internet. I'm at bsilverio20.
I am at Jordamus_Prime, literally everywhere.
I am at The Indecisionist.
If you are still on social media platforms that use hashtags, you can join the conversation by using the hashtag time2party. That's time, the number 2 party.
Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art and to Marlon Longid of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. This has been an Indecisionist production.
Yes. Jordan, thank you once again for joining us this month to talk about Lost in Space. It was a lot of fun. Maybe more fun than watching the movie, but it's okay.
That's absolutely fair. Thank you so much for having me. I love being here, and I'm always down to talk about movies.
Hell yeah. So, party people, until next time, be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.